My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekhar classes on applied data science with Python. This is lecture number 250. In this lecture, we will try to understand an important data set known as Amazon Fine Food Reviews dataset. If you recall our previous lectures, in our previous lectures, just I request you to refer lecture number 206, in which I discussed about iris flower data set. In lecture number 221, I discussed about MNIST data set. This data set also is very important data set in understanding many machine learning algorithms. We will use this one. This is actually, it's a real world. It's a real world data set. It's a real world data set. We will actually look at this real world data set. We will try to understand many machine learning algorithms with the help of this particular data set. We know that Amazon is one of the largest retailers in the world. This data set comes from the reviews of fine food products. For products on Amazon.com, we have reviews of customers. If you want to work in this class, let me say like this, in this class, I will collect a data set from this particular data source, this Kaggle.com. We were using this particular website many times in this lecture series. From the same Kaggle.com, I am downloading my data set, that is Amazon Fine Food Review dataset. If you go to that particular link, just if you observe carefully, just see www.kaggle.com snap. What is the snap? We will try to understand. We will try to understand what is snap. This one is Amazon Fine Food Review dataset. This is the link. Actually, this is the link. If you observe carefully, here you have reviews.csv file and another file database.sqlite. For my lecture, I will try to use this database.sqlite. You can download this particular data set, this database.sqlite from this Kaggle.com URL. Yes, the data set basically consists of reviews. This data set basically consists of reviews. Reviews for what? Reviews for fine foods products. Fine foods. That's what it says. Fine food products. Fine food products. Fine food products from Amazon. Those of you who do not know what is review, we will try to understand. Let me take one simple example so that you can understand what is review. Yes, just go to Amazon.in and I'm searching for a book. Of course, we are discussing about fine food review dataset, but let me explain what is review with this simple example. As I like this textbook, even this movie very much, The Godfather, written by Mario Puzo, I'm taking this particular example. Of course, we are discussing about fine food review, not about textbook. As I am very much interested in this book, I'm searching for this book. If you observe carefully, this is the product page of this particular textbook. This is a product page on Amazon on Godfather textbook. This is very, very popular textbook. For every product, you see that I can say this is title, The Godfather. This paperback. This is it not? This is known as title. Which who have written this one? It's written by this particular author. And even you can say ratings also here. There are, we will try to understand average rating for this product. This is average rating for this product is given. Isn't it? What is rating? Rating starts from the range of rating. Rating starts from 1 to 5. It is in between 1 to 5, in between 1 and 5. Average rating of this particular product is 1, 2, 3, almost it's a 4.5. We will try to understand. This is average rating of this particular textbook on Amazon.in. If you observe carefully, let me say like this. Yes, this is top reviews from India. What it says, if you say Amazon categorize them. How it categorize them? Just say this one. This one is known as username. B is username. Here there is another user, Chintan Patel. This is also username, isn't it? This is called movie is best, book is better. What is this? This is known as summary text. You must understand these terminologies. Why? Because we will make use all these things in your database. This is known as summary text. I can say this is summary text, isn't it? That summary you can see. There is another field known as verified purchase. What is this verified purchase? What does it mean? This one is user, is a user user actually purchased the product. I can say actually purchased the product. As I told you, this one is, I can say this one B and Chintan Patel are the user. These are the user names, isn't it? This particular thing, this entire thing is known as, I can say, this is review text. Review text. This terminology is important. How much rating here? How much rating is given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a given top rating, isn't it? That even you can see the date on which he purchased. Just see, reviewed in India on 14th December 2016. Isn't it? This is the review date. You can see different fields. Of course, all these fields are important. How they are important, we will try to understand. If you observe carefully, in these ratings, you have something like, it says 80% of the customers. It says 80% of the customers are given 5-star rating for this textbook. 5% of the customers are given 4-star rating for this textbook. Then 13% of the customers given 3-star, 0% of the customers given 2-star, 2% of the customers are given 1-star. These are the ratings given by different users who viewed this textbook. If you observe carefully, isn't it? Most important thing here is this data was collected. This data was collected by very phenomenal team by Snap. That's what we were discussing. Yes, this data is constructed by a phenomenal team by Snap. What is this Snap? This is known as Stanford Network Analysis Project Group. This is a team. This particular data set we can use freely for research. For research and education, you can make use this particular data set. Yes, this is actually, it is related to, if you speak strictly, it is related to Amazon Fine Food Products. Now, if you observe carefully, let me say top level details of this particular data set. How many reviews are there? There are 5,60,000. You must understand this one is only sample, not entire data set. Yes, There are 5,68,454 reviews, and how many users gave these many reviews? This 2,56,059, and number of products 74,258. This is in between October 1999 to 2012, almost maybe it's approximately 13 years duration. As I told you, this one is only sample, not entire data set. How many attributes are there? How many columns are there? There are 10 columns. What are those attributes? These are the attributes, the columns related to this ID, product ID, user ID, profile name, helpfulness numerator, helpfulness denominator, score, time, summary, text. How many columns or how many attributes are there? There are 10 attributes or 10 columns. I can say this one, I can treat this one as a table. Let me assume this one as a table, isn't it? In this table, how many rows are there? There are 5, 6, 8, 454. Means each review is a row. This is, let me say, review 1. This is, let me say, review 2. This is, let me say, review 3. This is, let me say, review 5, 6, 8, 4, 5, 4. These are the reviews. What are the column names? ID is one column name. Product ID is another column name, isn't it? Totally, how many columns are there? My last column name is text. You can treat this data set as a table. ID, product ID, anybody can understand. Unique identifier for the product. User ID, we know what is user ID. Profile names, each user has got some profile name. What is this helpfulness numerator? There are here, if you observe carefully, there are two important things. One is helpfulness numerator and another one is helpfulness denominator. Let's assume there is a product for which 250 people. There is a product for which 250 people who said this, let me say like this. Let's assume there is a product for which 250 people who said this product is helpful. This product is helpful. If for this, if they say yes, there are 250 such people. Let's assume 100 people said helpful no, isn't it? Then I can say, what is my helpfulness numerator? My helpfulness numerator is 250. I can say, what is my helpfulness denominator? I can say it is 250 plus 100. 250 plus 100. Helpfulness numerator means only yes. Helpfulness numerator means yes plus no. Yes plus no. That's the idea behind helpfulness numerator and helpfulness denominator. I will spend a lot of time on these things in future classes. Score or rating. I have shown what is score. What is a rating? Rating is between 1 and 5. Time stamp, that's time summary. We have seen summary also. Summary and text. For Godfather textbook, I have shown what is summary of review. Summary is like this, and your text is like this, and you can find summary here, whether book is good or book is better or movie is better, something like that is a summary. You can find review here, isn't it? Just go to any product page on Amazon so that you can understand all these terminologies. Just browse Amazon.com for different products. You can see all these things. Now let's try to construct a problem out of it. Let's try to replicate what Amazon does. Let's go to Amazon review dataset. Here Amazon says, now of course, how do you construct this one as machine learning problem? Now we will try to construct a machine learning problem out of this data set. Given any review, we have all these informations. How many fields do we have? For each review, I have 10 attributes. 1, 2, 3, so on, 10. That's what it says. ID, product ID. There are fields, isn't it? Profile name, summary, text, usefulness, numerator, usefulness, denominator, profile. There are 10 fields for each review as in our table. What we were saying? How many there are reviews? R1, so on, R2, like this. For each review, how many columns I have, how many attributes I have. I have column 1, column 2, column 3. I have 10 columns, isn't it? That's what it says. Now, given any review, we have all this information: helpfulness numerator, helpfulness denominator, summary, text. There is something: ID, product ID, helpfulness numerator, helpfulness denominator. You can have summary, you can have text, isn't it? Something like reviewers ID, user ID, all this information. For each review, we have all this information. I am trying to come up with a problem which we will use throughout this course, throughout this lecture series, I can say. Very, very, very popular, let me rewrite, very, very popular problem that often occurs in machine learning is detecting. You have to detect. Detecting whether a review, detecting whether a review is positive, detecting whether a review is positive or not. That's the machine learning problem. Given a review, we want to say whether a review is positive review or negative review. This is important to understand, isn't it? Imagine if, let me explain this one with simple example. Imagine if I am manufacturing of some product. Let me say, imagine if I am making some biscuit packets. I am preparing. We are doing what we are doing. We are preparing some sort of biscuit packets of biscuits. Let me say, packets of biscuits. Let me say like this, isn't it? Yes. Now I will put it on Amazon. I will see it on Amazon. I will sell. Let me sell it. Let me sell it on Amazon.in. Isn't it? Let me sell it on Amazon.in. Let's say I get some reviews. Let me assume I got 5,000 reviews. Let me assume there are 5,000 reviews. Now, some of them are positive in these reviews. Some reviews may be positive reviews, and some reviews may be negative reviews. You have set of positive reviews and set of negative reviews in these 5,000 reviews. Now, by looking at negative reviews, I know what's wrong with my biscuits, what's wrong with my product. These negative reviews are useful to understand my product. I can understand drawbacks and pitfalls of my product so that I can improve my product. By looking at the positive reviews of my product, I know what types of things that people really like. To create a new product in future, I will incorporate all of these positive features of my product. So this is extremely important to know whether a review is positive or negative. It is very, very important because by positive reviews, I understand what is important for my customers. By looking negative reviews, I also understand what type of features should I avoid, what corrections should I make among the 10 features: ID, product ID, text. We are not explaining. There are 10 features. In those 10 features, we are not explaining given this review is positive or negative. We are not directly given what a review is positive or negative. If there was an attribute positive or negative, then life is simple. Use all of this data, ID, product ID, text, review text, summary, for helpfulness numerator, helpfulness denominator, that 10 fields which I have shown few minutes back. To product, use these 10 fields. I have those 10 fields. Use those 10 fields. Use those 10 fields. Use those 10 fields. Let me show. Yes, these are the 10 fields. Use these 10 fields. What are these 10 fields? Yes, this one. Use these 10 fields. Yes, to predict by using this information. Predict. What you have to do by using this? Predict. What you have to predict? Predict whether a review is whether a review is positive, whether a review is positive or negative. That is machine learning problem here, positive or negative. Unfortunately, we are not given whether a review is positive or negative, but we have score. Just see, we have score here. Score from 1 to 5, isn't it? But we have score which is rating between 1 and 5. A very interesting indicator. A score is basically like star rating. It is just like star rating. It is star rating, isn't it? Score is like star rating. A score is basically like star rating. If somebody rated your product, let me say like this, if somebody rated your product 4-star or 5-star, then there is a very high chance that review of a customer is most likely positive. Similarly, if somebody rated with 2-star, 1-star, then there is a very high chance that it is a negative. 3-star, you are not sure. It could be neutral, sometimes positive, it could be sometimes negative. I can say like this, if it is something which like 4-star review or 5-star review, I can say this is, I can say it may be positive review. For 2-star or I can say 1-star, I can say it is negative. If it is 3-star, I can say it is neutral, isn't it? That's what it says. If somebody rates it 4-star or 5-star, there is a very, very high chance. There is, I'm not sure, very, very high chance. Very, very high chance. Very, very high chance. Let me repeat. If somebody rates it 4-star or 5-star, there is a very, very high chance that the customer review is positive, isn't it? That is, customer review is positive, very, very high chance. If it is not certain, it's not certain, there is a high chance. Not always, but most of the times. But in our case, nobody gives us that whether it is a positive review or negative review. You have to predict. If rating is 2-star or 1-star, there is a very, very high chance to be that review is negative. In our case, no one is given this one is positive review or negative review. By using these 10 fields, by using this information, I must predict whether it is positive review or negative review. We will try to understand how to do this in my next lecture, that is in lecture number 251. Thank you very much.